It's there.
Hey, baby.
Nice fit.
Sounds good.
Oh, that's nice. The buttons are really nice from here. This view is good.
Right down?
Yeah, I like the right there
And that's from a bone impression. You can't get a better fit than that. I would say 100% of my unilaterals are done with a direct bone impression because some we anticipate, the lower mandible, we know we're doing a sub.
Yeah.
But sometimes like this, we weren't anticipating a sub at all. I mean, we thought he had plenty of bone. You know, big eye teeth sitting there. I mean, 9 times out of 10, there's plenty of bone there. But in a situation like this, there wasn't. And so here we are. Now, as it exits the bone, and when we augment it, it's just essentially a root form.
After we augmented this implant, and as you look at the heads, they actually do look like root forms coming out of the tissue. This shot represents about 6 to 8 weeks post-operatively, and we're going to prep the heads and take final impressions. I start prepping the heads using a 701 high-speed carbide burr. I can place a chamfer finish line underneath the tissue with this burr. You can now see the finished preps on this implant. Here's the final crown and bridge in place. Even though Art doesn't have a very high smile line, you can see that the crown and bridge is at about the same level as his natural cuspids. This is Art's widest smile, and he's a very happy man. This is Art's original x-ray with a broken down crown and bridge. This is an x-ray that we took prior to the preparation for the crown and bridge. You notice on the custom Endosio implant that the heads are buried deep into the ridge because of the crossover strut being cut deep into the ridge. As far as the tissue and bone is concerned, these act just like root form implants. This is a professor at one of our local universities, and he presented with many implants that were done prior to me taking him as a patient. He had an anterior 6-unit bridge that was completely broken down and decayed underneath it, so he wanted implants to replace it. This x-ray shows the anterior custom Endosio implant. The 2 cuspids were crowned, and here are the custom Endosio heads ready for cementation of the final crown and bridge. This is the final crown and bridge, and as you can see, the gum line is at a lower level than the natural cuspids. We were able to gain quite a bit of height of tissue and bone in this particular situation. The professor had a class 3 bite, but my technician was able to compromise a little bit to give him a very nice smile. The professor was extremely happy with his result. As you can see from this presentation, there are infinite ways of using this custom Endosio implant. In the situations where once you flap the tissue back and you can't find enough bone to place a root form, or you don't feel comfortable in splitting a ridge or augmenting because the buccal and lingual cortical plates are fused together and you don't feel you have the blood supply, you simply get out the impression material and take an impression and do a custom Endosio implant. This saves embarrassment for yourself in the office, and you'll always finish your treatment plans every single time. I thank you for listening to this presentation. We've worked very hard on it to give you a nice presentation of the custom Endosio implant. If you have any questions, you can call the lab at 619-234-1608, or you can call my personal line at 619-236-7959. Thank you very much.